Imagine a world where Bitcoin's value skyrockets. Experts suggest that a pivotal event could trigger this surge: Donald Trump's re-election. But how could a political outcome influence the cryptocurrency market so profoundly? Let's break it down step by step to understand how and why this could happen, and whether or not it's realistic. Let's start by exploring the link between politics and financial markets. History shows us that political outcomes have a profound impact on market confidence. When a new leader or administration takes charge, their policies can directly influence investor behavior. Tax reforms, regulatory changes, and economic policies all shape the way markets operate. For Bitcoin, a decentralized and global asset, these changes can have an amplified effect. Unlike traditional investments tied to specific economies, Bitcoin operates outside national borders, making it uniquely sensitive to macroeconomic shifts. During his previous tenure, President Trump implemented policies that significantly impacted the financial sector. His administration focused heavily on deregulation, reducing barriers for businesses and investors. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017 slashed corporate tax rates and created a favorable environment for capital growth. This policy boosted investor confidence, contributing to a strong stock market performance during his presidency. But how does this tie into Bitcoin? Here's the connection. Bitcoin thrives in environments where traditional financial systems face uncertainty. Why? Because Bitcoin is often viewed as a hedge against instability. Political events, especially those with economic implications, can lead investors to seek alternative assets like Bitcoin. Trump's potential re-election could signal a return to policies that disrupt the status quo. Policies that could create uncertainty in traditional markets while bolstering the appeal of decentralized alternatives. Now, let's take a closer look at Bitcoin itself. Bitcoin isn't just another investment. It's often referred to as digital gold. This comparison stems from its scarcity and resistance to inflation. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in existence, a stark contrast to fiat currencies, which governments can print at will. This fixed supply makes Bitcoin a unique store of value. When traditional markets face volatility, investors turn to Bitcoin as a safe haven. Historically, Bitcoin has responded to major political and economic events. Take the COVID-19 pandemic as an example. While global markets crashed in early 2020, Bitcoin rebounded strongly as central banks introduced unprecedented levels of stimulus. Investors sought refuge in Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. Similarly, geopolitical tensions, such as conflicts between major nations, have often resulted in spikes in Bitcoin's value. These trends suggest that Bitcoin thrives in uncertainty, a dynamic Trump's re-election could reinforce. But let's not forget about regulation. The cryptocurrency market has been under scrutiny for years, with debates raging about its role in the financial system. Under Trump's previous administration, there were mixed signals about cryptocurrency regulation. While some officials were skeptical of digital assets, others saw potential in blockchain technology. A second Trump term could reignite this debate, potentially shaping the regulatory landscape for Bitcoin. A favorable stance on crypto could further legitimize Bitcoin, driving institutional adoption and increasing its value. Let's pause for a moment to consider an important question. Could Bitcoin really hit 1 million? It's a bold prediction, and one that many experts approach with caution. While there's no denying Bitcoin's potential for growth, such a meteoric rise would require a perfect storm of events: widespread adoption, favorable regulation, and significant economic shifts. While Trump's re-election could be a catalyst, it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle. So, what would a $1 million Bitcoin mean for the average person? For early adopters, it would mean life-changing wealth. But for the broader population, it could signify a shift in how we think about money and value. A 1 million Bitcoin would likely coincide with a larger trend of decentralization, where traditional financial systems face increasing competition from blockchain-based solutions. This isn't just about investment, it's about the future of finance. To put this into perspective, let's consider a real-world analogy. Imagine Bitcoin as an early-stage internet company. In the late 1990s, companies like Amazon were considered speculative investments with uncertain futures. Today, they dominate global markets. Bitcoin could follow a similar trajectory, moving from niche interest to mainstream adoption. Trump's re-election could act as a catalyst in this evolution, pushing Bitcoin further into the spotlight. Now, let's address the skeptics. Critics argue that Bitcoin's volatility makes it unsuitable as a reliable store of value. They point to its dramatic price swings and vulnerability to market manipulation. These concerns are valid, but they overlook the broader trend. Bitcoin's increasing stability over time. As the market matures and institutional investors enter the space, Bitcoin's price movements have become less erratic. While it's not without risks, its long-term potential remains compelling. So, where does this leave us? Is Bitcoin on the verge of a historic surge? Or is this just another speculative narrative in the volatile world of cryptocurrencies? According to a survey by eToro, 54% of millennial investors believe that Trump's re-election would be beneficial to Bitcoin. This shows that investor sentiment is tilted towards a positive outcome for Bitcoin if Trump gets re-elected. Tom Lee, a well-known Bitcoin bull, believes that Trump's re-election would be beneficial to Bitcoin's price. According to him, Trump's leadership would lead to increased investment in cryptocurrencies, driving up their value. One thing's for sure. The intersection of politics and finance always brings surprises, and Bitcoin remains at the center of this evolving story. The information shared in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be taken as financial advice. Please consult with a qualified financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Need to keep your screen looking busy? Sign up for our free email newsletter. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notifications for more 5-minute fixes.